can you see this person's perspective,
Right.
but can you see beyond this barrier that is in front of you right now? And we do get to that place of gratitude and actually appreciation. Now, it takes us refusing to stay in a victim mindset in order to do that.
We in no victim mindset.
No victim mindset. We're just being brutally honest with ourselves.
I'm Devon O'Day.
I am Teri Pugh.
And we are here to do a launch date about something really special. And we want to thank one of our viewers in Spain who sent us an email that set up this entire show for us.
Right, because she sent the email in and said, "Hey, let's talk about this. What are your thoughts on this?" And we were like, "Ooh, this is right up our alley."
It sure is. And so a thank you to Carmen, who views every week in Spain.
Yes.
If you are watching, we're on the Main Street Today page on YouTube. We are now on the Devon O'Day Twitter. We're live on Twitter as well.
We
changed because Periscope went away, and no, we don't have no Periscope no more, but it is on Twitter. And so we are there, and we welcome you to be a part of what we're doing. Launch date is on Instagram, and pretty soon we'll be able to go live on Instagram as well. So I'm just trying to work all that stuff out. But wherever you are, click subscribe and hit the bell so that you know when we're going live, and you can send us information and questions and ideas for future shows. Today, we're going to talk mixed messages.
We are.
We got, and you're familiar with this look, aren't you?
Just a little. I mean, I have 3 of those little fur babies.
Mm-hmm. Your best friend said, "Let's walk. I'm a good boy." I said, "Why are you still on your phone?"
Right.
Is it time for my walk yet? So today we're going to talk about mixed messages, and that's just a surface example of a deeper problem.
It is. And before we even get on that, I just want to give a shout out to your shirt. I don't know what it says, but all I can see is "I am," and I love that.
I am the daughter of a king.
Nice.
And
from the frame, it's just "I am," and I'm like, "Yes, girl, yes, you are."
That's right. Actually, this shirt I got outside an establishment that I go to very often, and it was a group of women in recovery who created these shirts. They were in recovery from human trafficking, and they created these shirts, and they worked through a ministry locally, and they created these shirts. And I said, that is so true. And we forget sometimes that we were created by something very divine. And we have, every single one of us has a special calling and a special need in this world that has our name on it. So thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Well, Teri Pugh, let us talk with the mixed messages. Let's kick this thing right out in the open.
Right. How many times do we get mixed messages from people, right? It can be something of, how do you feel about me? How's our relationship? How are you feeling in our relationship? What do you want for dinner? Right? Lots and lots of different things. Mixed messages go from everywhere, from "I don't know" and "I don't care," or "You know what? You are fantastic." And then when the door shuts, it's like, "Girl, she just thinks she is all that." All of those things are mixed messages and mixed signals. And how they affect us depends on how we show up to them. Because intentionally or not, we all do that from time to time. Sometimes we are completely oblivious to the fact that we're sending a mixed signal. Saying yes when you really want to say no to something is a mixed signal, because you show up, "Yeah, I'm here," but your energy is kind of funky, and people recognize that.
Yeah, they do. You know, how to say no gracefully and graciously is a real art. And I'm going to throw this out there, and I'm not meaning to name drop. Because of the business that I've been in, I've known a lot of people who were quote unquote famous. And Garth Brooks gave the best letdown no I have ever gotten. I invited him to an event, and he said, "Let me stop you now." And I said, "What?" And he goes, "You're my friend. I can't do another thing. And I can't do it for a litany of different reasons, but I love you and you're my friend and you've always been there for me. And if you don't ask me, I don't have to tell you no. So let's just stop right now. And I went, you know what? I so respect that. And I've thought about that before. So now when someone says, hey, I've got this event. Can you come do it? It's on a Sunday and whatever. I used to say yes to everything because I felt like I needed to show up. But that had me working 7 days a week, every day, every week for months and months and years and years. And I said, and now I just say, nope,
Hmm.
Sundays are sacred for me.
Right. And another form of those mixed signals,
Mhm.
when you are, um, whether it's friendship, intimacy, or platonic, when you're in a relationship with someone, specifically, let's just say in a relationship with someone intimately, or it's growing in a direction where there's emotional connection there. And, do you want to hang out? Sure. When would you like to hang out? Whenever you want to. Okay. Well, something's happening here because there should be some leads there. When people aren't being completely transparent or when they're not being authentic to themselves, sometimes they get trapped in mixed signals. You know, here's a perfect mixed signal. Do you want to be in this relationship with me? Well, do you want to be in this relationship with me?
Answering a question with a question. Yeah,
It's
not
like,
answering.
yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, let's say hello. Got Rhonda.
Hey,
Rhonda is
Rhonda.
listening, and Tim, precious Tim is listening, and
Hello,
Elizabeth
Tim.
is with us.
Hey,
She's
Elizabeth.
on a work call, has to mute us, but she can watch on the replay.
There you
Hashtag
go.
replay if you're watching later.
That's right.
Um, Fur babies are best. Yes,
They
indeed.
are. I
And
just started to say when you said there's Rhonda, I said we got to give a shout out to Ice too because he's right there
yes,
with her. So
absolutely. And Tim, and the colors go well. Thank you. I'm glad. I like my color. And Wayne Best has the prettiest eyes.
hi
I'm
there,
telling you, he
Wayne.
posted a new profile picture, and those eyes. I'm telling you,
I saw that. I
goodness.
read those comments. I said, okay, Wayne, heal yourself now.
You know what? You guys are part of our family every day, and when you comment and we're part of it, we share. And whether you're on Transcending Turbulence on the Devon O'Day page or wherever you're watching, make sure to leave a comment and just join us. Just join us.
We're just
And
one big melting pot of yumminess. What can we say, right? I mean, I love
amen.
everybody joining in and adding in and sharing with us.
Well, I like the non-committal committal.
Yeah,
That's I'm guilty of that, and I did that because I didn't want to hurt anybody's feelings, and it
that's the
turned
other
out
part of it.
I did.
Hmm.
It always did when I would say, "Sure, we could do that sometime."
Hmm. Yeah.
And the truth is, I go, my plate is so full
Hmm.
that I go, there is nothing left from me. How do we graciously say what we need?
It truly is as simple as thank you so much for inviting me, but I can't make it this time.
Mhm.
Thank you so much for asking me out on that date, but I'm going to have to pass. I really do appreciate it though. Thank you so much for whatever, but I need to say no this time. Or, I mean, it's, it's, it's this saying no part feels very um, foreign to us in a lot of
Mhm.
ways because you're right. We don't want to hurt people's feelings because, my God,
Mhm.
what would they think of us? Right? What will they think if we say no? What will they say? It's better to say no than, just like Garth said, to you, it's better to say no than, as I said earlier, to show up and to have committed to yourself to doing it and your energy is sideways because then that's not the fit that the individual was looking for when they ask you to be there.
And when you've committed to something that wasn't right for you to commit to, when you wake up that morning to go do something that you did not want to do, the
Hmm.
feeling in your body can manifest in illness, it can manifest in resentment, it can manifest in saying something to this person that you love, something you didn't even plan on doing, when
Mm-hmm.
a no would have sufficed. No is a perfectly good answer.
Mm-hmm.
And to say, and a lot of times people go, well, you had time for all this other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about having time to do something. It's having enough you to do something else.
Well, and a lot of times, one of the things that Carmen had mentioned, and I was just referencing that email as
Mhm.
you were speaking with us. One of the things is about being transparent, and sometimes we don't want to say no because we're afraid that we'll lose that friendship, or we'll lose that attention, or we'll lose that whatever. Um, and we're not just frank and upfront with people, and we don't have to be being direct and being um, well, frank, direct, upfront, all of those are the same things, just different wordings around it. But we can be that and be compassionate and empathetic and loving and kind. We don't have to be sharp tongued and curt when we say things. It's not that saying no means that we have to be, you know, yeah, never again. It's no, that's not it at all. It's, but oftentimes we feel the need to inf- um, fill that up with more emotion than what it takes, right?
Right.
We see that in relationships,
Hmm.
whether it's friendships, like you said earlier, when people are asking you to do things and you don't want to do them or you just can't do them. And sometimes, you know what, it's okay to not want to do them. Sometimes it's okay to say, that's not my thing. I appreciate it, but that's just not my thing.
You know, uh, I'm not a fan of football. I don't make any ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's just not my deal. And I have some dear friends who love to invite me either over to watch football or to go to a game, a pro game, and I've got tickets to the game. Don't you want to go? And I may be the biggest, you know, idiot in the world, but no, I don't want to go. It's too loud and that much. It's just too many people and too much loud, and I get anxious even just thinking about it. So now I've said, you know what? There is somebody who really wants these tickets.
Hmm.
There's somebody who'd be so thrilled. I would love to go out and spend time with you, but I can't do that at a ball game. And I appreciate you and I love you, but it's just even the sounds make me anxious. And I have to learn the things that trigger me into not having a good day. And that is one of them. Greta,
Yeah.
go, no, I'm not going. I'm just never going to do that again. There's this old lady that Jerry House used to talk about her. He was, oh, she's such a fan. She's every day. She's such a fan. You need to go and meet her. And he walked in and he overheard her say, I have I am 85 years old. I have met all the people I ever want to meet. I can't keep any more people in my head. I'm done. No, I'll just listen. Thank you. And turned and walked away. And I went, to be that honest and to go, no, I'm done. I don't need to. And
Right.
people hit a certain age where their honesty is just, it's brutal honesty sometimes, but it is kind of real and it's kind of refreshing.
I love it when people are transparent and honest because if you don't have, here's the thing, if I don't have an expectation, like let's use us for example, if I ask you to do something and I don't have an expectation and I'm not all up in my crawl about you need to say yes, so I feel good. If
Mhm.
you say, you know what, Terry, I appreciate that, I just can't do it. If I get in my feelings because you have done what's best for you, I need to check myself because if I'm a true friend, I'm going to be like, girl, I got you. We'll do this some other time, you know,
Mhm.
not a big deal,
Absolutely.
you know.
Absolutely.
And being quite
Mm.
honest, you and I have done that many times with one another, you
Uh-huh.
know. I mean, it's like,
Right.
hey, what about this? I'm not feeling it, and
Mhm.
that's okay, you
It is
know.
okay. I have a dear friend who just went through surgery, really serious surgery. And I called to check, and I could hear in his voice, I'm so grateful that you called. Without him saying it, I'm so grateful that you called, but I am really in pain and I can't have this conversation. So I said, hey, look, I can hear that you need to rest. I'm
Yes.
here for you. I'm going to bless you and let you go. And I will check on you tomorrow, or I'll leave you a text,
Right.
because you don't need to be interacting right now. You need to be resting. But I just want you to know I'm thinking about you. Leaving someone a message, leaving someone a text without the need. And we talked later. He said, I knew that you knew I wanted off that phone.
Right.
And I knew you wouldn't get upset with me. We need to surround ourselves with people that we can be our authentic, true, sincere selves.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
that's the real friends, the
And
real support network.
yeah, okay, and that is true. And the other thing about that is, if we're surrounding ourselves with those people and they're in their feelings, like had you gotten in your feelings, that would have been an opportunity for you to look at, okay, it's not that he doesn't want to talk to me, it's that he energetically isn't in a place to talk to me.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
and we all are, say, guilty. I think that's just such a
Hmm.
weird word for people, but we're all guilty of that to some degree. We can
Or
all be held accountable.
experienced in.
Yes, yes.
We are experienced in this, and we've all done it. Rhonda, it took me a long time to be honest with myself and say no, but when you can do that, it's very freeing. Yes, it is very freeing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And
And
go ahead.
Tim, amen. Transparency, genuine honesty, integrity, loving, compassionate, and empathetic. Something to say about a listen here and a kind, loving word.
Mhm.
Yes.
Mhm. Yeah. And and how many of us get ourselves in relationships, in partnerships over of a span of a lifetime with people who don't necessarily show up, but we stay because we'd rather stay in that than not be in it, not be in anything at all. I've been there myself. I'd rather
Oh,
stay in this funky, nasty ass relationship at the moment than to be alone and to feel like I have no friends, right? We do that. We barter and we trade off parts of ourselves, sometimes the most genuine and beautiful parts of ourselves. And not that relationship or that experience, we can't, you know, wait for the stuff to surface and then scoop those gems off, because there are gifts in every one of the experiences and
right.
opportunities in our lives that we can grow from if we're willing to.
Yes, yes. By the way, Wayne says he's going to be in Nashville next Friday. So, yes, welcome. Hope you have a wonderful time. Do hope
Nice.
that you have a wonderful time. Um, there's a movie that was out in the 90s called She's Just Not That Into You, or
Hmm.
He's Just Not That Into You. How many times have we called someone, oh, they're great, they're just so great, and we'll call them, it's like we get kind of fluttery about it, it's like, and then but we're not getting back oh yeah, they're just busy, or they're facing the fact that they're just not that into you, whether they want to be a friend, whatever. That's sometimes a hard thing to realize,
Hmm.
but it's there. And when something points to they're just not that into you, let it go. Let it be what it is.
And here's the thing: 9 out of 10 times, it has absolutely nothing to do with you.
Right.
It's just that,
Oh, so good. Yeah.
sometimes we spend a lot of time in our world, especially in our society, um, trying to contort ourselves to be a good fit for other people, but we don't really ever stop and assess whether or not they are a good fit for us. And we barter ourselves away, and then when that person, when you've twisted yourself up into a pretzel, and then they're like, yeah, well, I've decided I don't like pretzels, and they walk off, then there you are, knotted up. And where you were vibrant and lively and had a social group or whatever, you were a different person. And we do this unknowingly, but we allow it to happen, and we can say, well, I didn't really see the signs, girl.
We see the signs.
You know, we see the signs.
Hmm. Barbara saying, I truly believe that saying. People come into our lives for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. That's really good. That's like a write it down
Mm-hmm.
thing. That thank you, Barbara, for that. And Suzanne, they like me when they need me. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
if there are a plethora of those people in your life, they like me when they need me. It's time to get the broom,
Right.
clean the
Because here's the
house.
thing, we teach people how to treat us. So if they only like us when they need us and we can do something for them, we got to decide if we're okay bartering that in. Is it worth selling, and this is pretty extreme, but is it worth trading our soul away to be liked by somebody who really doesn't give a shit about us unless they need us?
Mm,
To that I say no. It is
yeah.
not.
Elizabeth, I need to be a good fit for myself. I need to fully work at being an authentic me so I can be the authentic me with others. Brilliant. That's just brilliant. And Tim, OMG, describing a mutual friend, I had to release him. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
there are those people um, who come into our lives who need what we provide.
And that's not a
Um,
bad thing. It's not a bad thing. But we
no.
just have to decide when we say, I was just talking with someone the other day about the trajectory in their work environment is I go in and I go hard. I do everything they ask of me. They know they can depend on me. They know I'm always going to show up. They know I'll never say no. But then 3 years into this job, that same person is going, oh my God, they get on my last nerve. They don't respect me. They're always trying to push stuff on me. I mean, when
Mm.
I don't have time to do it, they just keep coming at me. And I'm like, you do realize you created this.
This is the scenario that you were fine with
This is
at the
what
beginning.
you agreed to verbally, non contractually. You agreed to this. And now it drives you crazy. So quit trying to oversell yourself because you're good and perfect just as you are. Bottom line.
And someone brought up that, well, you, because of what you do, you've got so many friends. And I used to think of my life as filled with so many friends. And then my mother, who is 83, soon to be 84,
Love
said,
Miss Pat.
Miss Pat, Mama Pat said, well, if I need to reach someone to go see you, who do I need to call? Because I'm in Louisiana. What do I need to do? Who I need someone there that I need their phone number
Mm-hmm.
to call any hour of the night to check on you. That's your real friends. And I gave her two people's names, now three. I said, these are the people that are in my inner circle. And then I realized I had a lot of people that I adore, a lot of people that I like, a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people who may like me, but your inner circle are those people. And you used to say you can call at 2 a.m. to get you out of jail.
Who are they gonna call with the bail money? Who
Yeah.
can I call up there?
Who's going to be the person who shows up? A big shout out to Mark who just joins us.
Hey, Mark.
Elizabeth saying, if someone is not a good fit for us, whether a friend or partner, we owe it to ourselves and to them to be upfront about it and then to walk away. Mhm.
That's right.
Joyce, I had to release a few too, and I hate that. I love friends for life. Yes, we all do. We all
We
love
do,
those
but you
people.
know what? Sometimes we have to redefine. We have to ask ourselves to really look at what we call a friend. What are the attributes and the characteristics that we are willing to meet in another person? Because if
Ah,
we're going to expect that of someone, we have to be willing to reciprocate the same thing back.
exactly.
I mean,
Exactly.
that's what it is. So
Rhonda, I struggle with asking my friends to help with things I can't do, like driving, etc. I just want my friends to be friends. So,
that's true. Yeah,
yeah.
and that's fair enough. But here's the thing: friends will do that for you
Hmm.
because they enjoy being with you.
Hmm.
You know, and it's that's the I think social media has given us a platform by which we can either feel really great about ourselves or really crappy about ourselves because um, depending on how many friends we have or how many followers we have, that somehow
Right.
unconsciously sinks in. And it's like, oh, well, I shouldn't feel the way I feel because I have all these friends. Well, those people may not know. I work with people every day who will tell me that even the people closest to them don't know what's going on in their head. So
Phew.
just because
Mhm.
you've got 6,000 friends on social
Mhm.
media, that's great that you've got people that are invested in your life and you're watching their life. But we all know that not many folks will get on there and share their authentic truth. I mean, we do to some degree. I think that we all, to some degree, or I shouldn't say we all, some of us to some degree are sharing authenticity, but we're not going to get on there and just dump everything, hoping that one of those 6,000 people are going to be like, oh, girl, I got you. Because probably not, you know.
Elizabeth, I have loads and loads of acquaintances and a small circle of besties. Mama Pat is spot on.
Mm-hmm.
And Mama Pat wasn't even trying to teach me a lesson. She actually wanted to know, who do I call if I
Right,
really want to know? I mean, I'm not there. If you're going into the hospital, who do I say, go check on my youngin and take her some clean underwear? I mean,
right, right. Who can I call and who's going to call me back
uh-huh.
and not feel like it's a strange situation,
Right.
you know.
Excuse me. Uh, Barbara, compassion is good, but do not let others take advantage of you. You need to control your world.
Girl, compassion turns into craziness if you let it. I mean, if we don't, and that's exactly, she's got spot on there. Compassion is a beautiful, beautiful thing. But if we dump all of our compassion out and we have very little left in our battery and people are still wanting, 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 and we choose, whether it's because it's uncomfortable to say no, we choose to keep putting ourselves out there.
They'll
We
take
have,
all you can give.
yeah, and not necessarily because they're trying to, because sometimes people don't know what you're going through. And you might have several different people that are asking for just a little,
Mhm.
and it's kind of like they talk about, I've heard it somewhere and it doesn't make sense in my head as I say it, but I'm going to say it anyway. It's like when people say, don't take sand from the beach. Like if everybody went into, or rocks from the redwood, or not redwood, the petrified forest, if
Mhm.
everybody that visited there carried a chunk away, there's a limited amount of the petrified forest, right?
Mhm.
And what would be left? So when we have people, acquaintances, friends, family, whomever, and I just need a little, I just need a little, you have to know how much you've got to give.
Joyce says, I'm like that too. I have hundreds of friends, but only a few close friends. My deal is for me, because of what I do, I get asked to host events. And I got really depleted. I was doing at least one a week. I was no days off, whatever. And I started really resenting, but I would never tell anybody no because I didn't want to hurt anybody's feelings. And they were all good causes. And finally, I said, you know what? I do 2 events a year for free that I host, and I'm done. I'm just, I'm done. And I appreciate that, but I can't do it for free um, anymore. I
Hmm.
can't do it. And if you're going to pay me, I will consider it if I have the time, but I cannot because I have to support what I do every day. And so, but this is just one event. And I go, no, it's one event for you. It's
Right.
one of 58 a year for me. And you think 58, I mean, that's more than one a week. Ah, whatever. Oh, there's one of my true friends right there, Clarine Hale. Devon, you are
Clarine, you
love
just
me.
you just mentioned her a couple of weeks ago.
I love Clarine so much. She inspires me, and she has walked through some fire with me, and I might have walked through some fire with her because, you know, closing down your business after many years is a lot of fire. But she's a good friend. I love her to pieces. Tim is giving you the high five, amen, and all that
Whoop,
stuff.
whoop. Right back
Laura,
at you, Tim.
Laura Lou giving us an amen. And going down to Joyce, my aunt told me you're always lifting so many people up until you're unable to lift your own self up.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's what I'm saying, Joyce. It is sometimes you just got to go, I go, look, if I just want to sit in my house in color, I, that's something for me, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You got to take care of you before you can do anything for other people. But when we find ourselves in friendships and relationships that are constantly asking us to do, but never one doing with or for us, or two, always saying, we're friends, we're friends, we're friends, but they really don't create the space and the time. That's something to reassess. That's something to look at and to get real with it. Doesn't mean you got to break
Mhm.
up with the friendship. It just means say, hey, look, let's be transparent here. I've asked you to do tons of these things and you never do them. Is it that you just don't want to? Like you don't want to hang out? Because if you don't, that's okay.
Mhm.
And being adult enough to have that conversation and not feeling like we're on a playground fixing kick sand on somebody. Because we get in our feelings. We're humans.
We do, we
We
do.
get
We
in our
get in our
feelings.
feels, yeah. And I hate to hurt anybody's feelings, and you're right. And the times that I've wanted to say no are not because I didn't want to be with that person, not because I didn't want to do that thing. It's because I just need a day. I need an afternoon. I need a nap. I mean, some simple stuff, but had nothing to do with wanting to be with somebody else or whatever. But I think today, as we take away, I think doing an inventory, personal
Hmm.
inventories are always good. Who are the people in my life that I can count on? Who are the people that drain me?
Hmm.
Oh, here's one of the ride or dies right now.
Mona.
Mona, our time is precious. Besties are few, but truly family. Friendships should be a balance and know you're as valued as they are. Love you, ladies. We love you,
Love you
Mona.
too. Yes, we do.
One of my ride or dies. And you think about those people that you can just be your pooping, peeing, crying, squalling self,
Hmm.
whatever that is at
Hmm.
any moment. And that person will not judge you. That person says, I love you no matter what.
And you know what? Some of those people are going to be friends that you have that, you may have some friends that aren't always out trying to go and do and be, but you know that if you need them, they're there for you, you know.
And we innately know who they are.
Yes.
We innately know in our, and we know who we want to be that for.
Absolutely. And here's the other thing. If we are telling people thank you but no thank you, and we are hurting their feelings by doing that, that is that's twofold. One, it's something we've got to look at. Oh gosh, I don't want to hurt their feelings. And two, we got to figure out, like, we're adult. Like, it shouldn't hurt
Mhm.
somebody's feelings. That has nothing to do with us. It has everything to do with something else going on in their life. So,
Yeah.
and we like to think, as human beings, we like to think we're special enough that, we matter. And if we say no, it's going to just crush them. Girl, it don't always crush them. They just go on to the next person. So it's okay.
Oh
It's
my gosh.
okay.
That is so perfect because I was, oh my gosh, but they asked me. And I go, no, they just needed an answer, yes or no. So, if it's, there are 50 more people on their list to host that event or to do that thing or
Yes.
whatever. Anyway, we're going to pull things to a close, do an
Yes.
inventory. And that's the first thing I always say, know who your people are, know who your people are, and love those people. And if someone is weighing you down,
Have a
know
talk
who,
with them.
yeah.
And also be willing to do your own inventory to know that you can reciprocate back what you are expecting from other people. If you're expecting communication, loyalty, trust, friendship, be able to give that back.
Uh, Barbara says, love these weekly sessions. Bless you both. Norm Booley, who just joined us. Hi, Norm. Good to see you. They have your back as well. Tim says, as you having their back too. I love Laura. Old friend of mine used to say, Laura, we cannot breastfeed the world.
Right? Right? I have a good friend that posted one time, you don't have to set yourself on fire to keep other people warm. And I
Oh,
love that.
oh, I do
Love
too.
that.
I do
You
too.
know,
Well, we want to encourage you to follow us. We're here every week, Wednesday, noontime, launch date. It's you can come bring a sack lunch, sit at your desk. You can watch on your phone in the car. You can watch late at night when nobody's around with headphones on. You know,
sure.
and you can reach out to us if you have an idea, just like Carmen did watching in Spain. You can reach out to us and let us know. So today, Mixed Messages brought to you by Carmen, who's watching us. Teri, how do they get in touch with you for a one-on-one?
TeriPugh.com or Transcending Turbulence on Instagram.
Um, Balance, Laura Lou says, the ones who love us will understand. Elizabeth says, I love that too. Joyce, love y'all girls. These sessions are helping me so much. Oh, good,
Love
good,
you
good,
too,
good.
Joyce.
You can reach out to me and send me any kind of correspondence, devinoday@gmail.com. And Elizabeth, I love these Wednesdays so much. We do too.
We do.
And
I'm just so glad that like vacations don't fall on a Wednesday. Like I plan everything around Wednesdays so that I can do this with you.
I know I'm so excited and I love it. And you can follow and go back and look at old shows as well, because these all remain archived. And I have not got the audio podcast ready where you can just listen, but those are coming as well. Those are coming very soon, and I'll let you know as soon as I got them. All right,
Awesome.
you close this and bring it to a close, Mama.
All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. We love you all. Thank you for sharing and increase the peace. See ya.
I wait for that every week.